like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.
Hey everyone, ready to dive into some Hollywood mystery?
I'm ready.
We're talking Jamie Foxx, of course.
Yeah.
He's finally opening up about that whole hospitalization thing.
Yeah.
And it's wild. I mean,
Yeah.
we've got his new special on Netflix, What Had Happened Was, and this really interesting article from the Daily Beast that like digs into some of the details. And then we've got this clip of Cat Williams weighing in on it all too.
He always has something to say, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
It's a story that's gotten everyone's attention.
Absolutely.
And I think what makes it so interesting is that it touches on so many different things.
Like what?
Like the fact that health is fragile, you know, even for someone like Jamie Foxx, who seems like he's invincible.
Right.
And just how people use humor and speculation when they don't know what's going on.
It's true.
And then just the different ways people deal with tough situations.
Exactly. So let's start with what happened to Jamie.
Good.
So he said it was sudden. Like 1 minute he's fine.
Wow.
The next he's having this like serious medical problem.
Yeah.
And at first
He didn't know what it was.
they misdiagnosed him. And it was actually his sister who stepped in and was like, no, you need to do more tests.
Wow, good for her.
Yeah. Turns out he had a brain bleed
Oh, wow.
that caused a stroke.
And that's something that I think people don't always realize. You know,
What do you mean?
when people think about strokes, they think about older people.
Yeah.
But brain bleeds can happen
To anyone?
to anyone at any age. It
Wow.
can be really serious
Yeah.
and requires immediate medical attention.
Yeah, we're talking like needing a wheelchair serious.
Oh, wow.
The doctor even told him it would take like a year to recover.
That just shows you how serious it was.
It does.
Brain bleeds can have all kinds of long-term effects.
Like what?
Well, it depends on a few things, like where the bleed was
Okay.
and how bad it was.
Uh-huh.
But we could be talking cognitive problems, trouble with speech and language,
Oh, wow.
even physical disabilities.
That's scary.
Yeah, and it makes you realize how important his sister was.
I know, right?
Could have been so much worse if she hadn't done anything.
I know, and it makes you think about
Yeah,
how important it is to advocate for your own health
absolutely.
or have someone who can do it for you.
Yeah, for sure.
And remember how mysterious it all was when it happened.
Oh, yeah.
Like forever before we knew anything.
Right. It felt like forever.
Yeah.
And that lack of information,
Yeah.
that's when the rumors start.
Oh, yeah.
All the speculation,
It's true.
especially with social media these days.
It's crazy.
Especially with social media these days.
It's crazy.
Like the silence makes it worse.
Right.
It's like people are just waiting for some kind of information.
Yeah.
And when there isn't any, they make it up,
Yeah.
fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
Which brings us to...
Foxx and his jokes about Diddy.
Yeah. Like, remember how he was joking about Diddy's parties?
Oh, yeah. The freak-off parties.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
maybe that was what caused it?
Right. All that devil and flaming bottle of Johnson stuff.
Oh, man.
So Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Oh, I know.
But just to be clear,
Yeah.
he's joking.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just Jamie being Jamie,
Of course.
using humor
Yeah.
to lighten the mood.
Right.
But no evidence
Right.
that Diddy's parties
Yeah.
had anything to do with it.
No, of course not.
But those parties...
They're pretty legendary, though, right?
Right? Oh, definitely.
Like so over the top.
extravagant.
Exactly.
Like anything goes.
Yeah. So when Jamie's using that imagery,
Yeah.
it's funny because everyone knows what those parties are like.
It's like a shared understanding.
Exactly.
Like what they represent.
Like even in a health crisis,
Yeah,
he's still finding the humor.
it's true.
And it's funny how he jokes about leaving those parties early
Right. Like he knew.
to avoid trouble.
Exactly.
Like good thinking, Jamie.
But I think it also shows how we all use humor,
Yeah.
especially in dark times. It's a way to deal with things,
Makes sense.
to connect with people.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
make sense of things that don't make sense.
Yeah.
When things feel overwhelming.
Absolutely. And speaking of humor.
Cat Williams.
Yes. We have to talk about him.
I was wondering when we get to him
Remember that clip going around?
about the mystery illnesses.
Yeah, where he's like, they're all fake.
Oh, man.
Cat Williams.
Yeah.
Always stirring the pot.
He doesn't hold back.
Never.
So blunt.
And that's what makes him funny.
It's his style.
But it's interesting how he approaches this topic.
I know, right?
It's like,
He doesn't believe any of it.
yeah, like he's challenging the whole thing.
The whole celebrity health scare thing.
Exact.
But it makes you wonder why.
I know.
Is he just skeptical?
Yeah.
Or is it something deeper?
Right. I think it's worth thinking about.
It is.
Up
Especially his
there.
comedic persona.
Yeah, he's all about pushing boundaries.
Absolutely.
Challenging everything.
And, you know, Jamie Foxx actually addresses Kat's comments in his special.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he does impersonations and stuff.
Oh, that's great.
Joking about their back and forth.
Oh, that's funny.
It's like you're commenting on comedy itself.
Yeah.
How different comedians use humor to talk about current events.
And each other's viewpoints.
Wow, so we've got this serious thing that happened to Jamie.
Yeah.
Then all this mystery and speculation, and then these two comedians
Jamie and Kat.
using humor in totally different ways.
I know, it's fascinating.
It really shows you how we deal with this kind of stuff.
As a culture.
Yeah, and all the different ways we process information.
And navigate these, like, complex issues.
Totally. And sometimes uncomfortable issues.
It is a lot to think about.
It is. Welcome back.
So in part one, we were talking about how Jamie Foxx uses humor to deal with this whole situation.
Yeah.
But there's another side to his story. I think it's really interesting. It's like the emotional side.
Yeah.
You know, in his Netflix special, he's really vulnerable.
Yeah, he is.
And it's powerful to see.
It is.
I mean, he's known for being charismatic and funny.
Right.
So to see him so open about his struggles.
It's different.
It is.
He even like tears up a few times.
I know.
Especially when he talks about his sister saving his life.
It's really touching.
It is.
And it makes his experience more relatable.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, everyone's felt that kind of gratitude for someone who's helped them.
Yeah, when you've been through something tough.
Exactly.
And it reminds you that you had the fame and all that.
Celebrities are...
See you and...
Yeah, they have fears and they need love and support.
Just like everyone else.
Exactly.
It's easy to forget that sometimes.
I know, right?
You just see him on screen.
Yeah.
And it's all perfect.
But his sister's role in this whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing.
She really saved him.
She did.
It makes you think.
What do you mean?
About how important it is to have someone who can advocate for you.
Especially in a medical crisis.
Especially that.
Like if she hadn't been there.
Yeah.
Who knows what could have happened?
That's true.
It's a good reminder that even with all our technology and advanced medicine,
things can still go wrong.
Exactly.
And having someone who knows you and can speak up for you.
When you can't.
It can make all the difference.
It can, really.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit.
Okay.
I want to talk about this whole celebrity health narrative thing.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like.
We hear about it all the time.
All the time. Like every other day.
Celebrities getting sick.
Or having some personal problem.
Right, and everyone's talking about it.
It's everywhere.
I think social media has made it worse.
What do you mean?
Well, in the past, you know, it was the traditional media, like newspapers and TV.
Right.
They were the gatekeepers of information. Yeah.
So celebrities had more control.
Over what people knew about them.
Exactly.
Interesting.
They could like carefully craft their image.
Yeah, through interviews and stuff.
Right, but now...
Social media has changed everything.
Yeah, everyone can share their thoughts.
It's a
instant communication.
So celebrities can talk directly to their fans.
Yeah, they don't need the media anymore, but that means they're more exposed.
More vulnerable.
Yeah.
To rumors and speculation.
Yeah, and just constant attention.
And the news cycle is so fast now.
It's like 24/7.
Yeah, they need something new every minute.
And celebrity news
sells.
Yeah, it's a big business.
So it's a double-edged sword.
It is.
Like, on the one hand,
yeah,
social media can make celebrities seem more relatable.
Yeah, like you can see their personal side.
Right.
But then...
it can also lead to this invasion of privacy.
Yeah, and all that speculation.
Like we saw with Jamie Foxx.
It's hard to find that balance.
The more access we have...
the more the lines get blurred.
It's a paradox.
It is.
So where do we draw the line?
That's the question, isn't it?
Like, how do we balance...
the public's right to know...
with a person's right to privacy?
It's a tough one.
And what about the media?
Yeah, they have a role to play, too.
It's like they're always trying to find that balance.
It's a tough job.
But I think we, as the audience, we have a responsibility to.
What do you mean?
Like, we have to be critical thinkers and question the sources we trust.
Right.
Because not everything is true.
And sometimes things are exaggerated.
Yeah, for clicks.
Or views.
Exactly.
And a little empathy goes a long way.
Yeah.
Remembering that celebrities are people, too.
With feelings.
Yeah.
It's easy to forget that.
It is.
When you're reading gossip.
Yeah.
But we should treat everyone with respect.
I agree.
Regardless of whether they're famous or not.
It's about being human.
Yeah.
And recognizing the humanity in others.
Exactly.
And, you know, celebrities need to think about their boundaries, too.
What do you mean?
Like, how much do they want to share?
Oh, right.
How much of their personal lives do they want to put out there?
It's a two-way street.
It is.
So it's about finding that balance.
for everyone involved.
Like transparency versus privacy.
It's a dance.
And it's only going to get more complicated.
Oh, I think so.
As social media keeps changing.
It's moving so fast.
And this whole Jamie Foxx thing,
Yeah.
it's a good example of that.
It shows you how complex it all is.
Yeah. All these layers.
Not just about one thing.
Exactly.
It's about everything.
So it's the conversation we need to keep having.
Definitely.
As we move forward.
In this digital world.
Yeah.
We're all figuring it out as we go.
That's for sure. All right, welcome back to the deep dive. We've been talking about Jamie Foxx, his health scare, the media, and of course those comedic takes from Jamie and Cat Williams.
It's been a really interesting conversation so far, hasn't it?
Yeah. And as we wrap up this deep dive, I think we should step back and look at the bigger picture.
Right, like what does all this mean?
Exactly. In part 2, we talked about how the media covers celebrity health, but I think there's something even bigger here.
Yeah, I think this whole situation really shows us how the relationship between celebrities, the media, and us, the public, is changing.
Especially with social media.
Oh, absolutely. Social media has changed everything.
Okay, so how has it changed things?
Well, think about it. Back in the day, you had traditional media, like newspapers and TV.
Right.
They were the ones who controlled the information.
Like they decided what we knew.
Exactly. And that meant celebrities had a lot more control over their story.
Oh, I see.
They could use press releases and interviews to shape their image.
But now
It's a free-for-all with social media. Everyone has a voice. Information spreads so fast.
And anyone can say anything.
Yeah. And that's good and bad.
Yeah.
It means celebrities can connect with their fans directly, but it also means they're more vulnerable.
Vulnerable to what?
To rumors, to people making things up, to constantly being watched.
Yeah, and the news cycle is so fast these days. It's like they need a new story every minute.
And celebrity news sells.
It's true.
So it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, so.
On the one hand, all this access can make celebrities seem more relatable. Like you get to see their personal side.
But then there's that lack of privacy.
Yeah, and the potential for all that misinformation to spread.
Like what happened with Jamie Foxx.
Right.
So it's like a paradox.
It is. The more access we have, the less privacy there is.
So where do we even begin to draw the line?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do we balance the public's need to know with a person's right to privacy?
It's tricky. And the media has a tough job trying to figure that out.
Definitely. But we have a responsibility too, as the audience.
What do you mean?
We have to think critically. We can't just believe everything we read.
Because not everything is true.
Exactly. And a lot of times things are exaggerated to get more attention.
To get more clicks.
Exactly.
So we have to be careful.
Yeah, and I think a little empathy goes a long way too.
What do you mean?
Just remembering that celebrities are people. They have feelings.
It's easy to forget that when you're reading all the gossip.
Yeah.
But we should treat everyone with respect, famous or not.
Absolutely.
It's about remembering that everyone deserves privacy.
And celebrities need to think about that too,
Like how much they share online.
Exactly. It's a two-way street.
So it's about finding that balance.
Between being open and keeping some things private.
And this is only going to get more complicated.
I think so too. As technology keeps changing, the lines are going to get even blurrier.
And Jamie Foxx's situation is a perfect example of that.
It really shows you how complex this whole issue is.
Yeah, there's so much to think about. It's not just a simple answer.
Definitely not.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into Jamie Foxx's medical journey. We've covered a lot.
We have. From his health scare to the media frenzy, the comedy, and the big picture of how celebrities, the media, and the public are all figuring out this new world.
It's a lot to process, and we hope you've learned something new along the way.
We hope you enjoyed it.
Stay curious out there, and we'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.
Bye, everyone.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have the ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.